Hi guys, thanks for watching a little bit about LV. Just got this new camera. How do we feel? Just so y'all know, if you see me looking over this way or over this way, I realize the camera's here, but we're getting used to it. We're working on it. Today I'm doing another highly requested video. I'm going to call this one On the Go Glam because I have a lot of people that have asked me, what do you do when you only have like 15 minutes to get ready, or you have to be at work earlier, you wake up late? We're not going to do this halfway, so we're going to call it On the Go Glam because we're still going to look cute. So I have condensed all of my makeup, which is usually a lot more steps than this, into this tiny little box here. Okay, again, still getting used to the camera. Sorry, guys. As you can see, this is everything right in there that we're going to use, so it's not that much. So you shouldn't have to go buy a lot of things, a lot of products. I am going to suggest things that I like, but definitely you can use your own stuff. For this tutorial, I am going to suggest two things that are really going to help you if you're an on-the-go kind of gal. So first of all, a foundation that's a stick foundation. This is the Makeup Revolution foundation stick here. Absolutely love this. This is the F4 shade that I use. We are going to be using this today. It's drugstore. I get it at Ulta. It's like $8, something like that. Stick foundation is really going to help you with an on-the-go, like you don't want to have to pump it, just and we'll be gone. Another thing that I would suggest for on-the-go glam would be a palette that has everything you're going to need in it. Okay, so this is the one I'm going to suggest, but of course this is not the one that you have to do. This is the Cover FX Perfector Face Palette. I'm going to open it up for you here. So as you can see, this has blush. That's not blush. This has blush, contour slash bronzer. It has a finishing powder. It has two highlighters and a brightener there. So this is all the stuff that we're going to be using today. Now, obviously, if you don't have a palette like this is about $28 for this one specifically. If you don't have a palette like this, you don't want to go out and spend a bunch of money, you could buy, or if you just have everything that's in that palette, that'll totally work for today's tutorial. However, I just wanted to show you that this would be all the things that I would have to use. If I did not have that, I would have to carry this around with me. I'd have to open all these. It's just too much. We're trying to be 15-minute glam. So, and also, that was $28. I can assure you there's more than $28 sitting in my hand, and I'm not just saying it because it's Kylie. So, I'm going to put that to the side. And with that being said, this is our 15-minute glam on the go tutorial, and we'll just jump right into it. Alright, so we're going to start with the tutorial. First, I'm going to prime my skin. This is the Touch in Sol No Problem Prime Essence Primer. I like to use this one on the go because it's like a liquid. It comes out fairly fast. I like to use this one. It's just a liquid. It controls oil all day. It also sinks directly into the skin to moisturize. So I don't have to worry about like letting it sit for a second. Some of my primers are supposed to like let it sit on the skin for a minute, kind of let it absorb. This one's good to go. Every time I touch my skin, it gets a little red. Sorry about that. It'll go away in just a second. Now we're going to go in with our stick foundation. Like I said, this is going to save you if you're on the go. You want something that's really quick. This is the Makeup Revolution. Like I said, I love, love, love this stuff. So basically, just put on a little here. This stuff's pretty full coverage. I mean, you can get it like way full coverage or not. That's up to you. And I like to use, this is my Eco Tools Complexion Buffer Brush. I love this. It's the flat top. It's kind of dense. This is what I like to buff out my makeup with usually. Liquid or the stick foundation, both. I don't know with the lighting in here if you're going to be able to see how full coverage this is. It does leave me a little dewy, which I like, especially if I'm trying to get like a natural on-the-go makeup look. I absolutely love this foundation. I use it all the time, even when I'm not on the go. Like, I use it a lot in the summer because I do think it like mattifies, even though it leaves like kind of a dewy finish. As you can see, like it's a little bit shiny right there, but it's like a good sheen. Like sometimes I feel like I make myself too matte because I'm so scared of all the oil on my face. Also, this has never broken me out. So you know how I feel about that. If you've watched the skincare video, everything breaks me out. So when I find a foundation that doesn't, it's my new fave. Plus, this is also a drugstore foundation. I mean, it's only, maybe it's $9 at Ulta. Sometimes it goes on sale for like $5. I mean, you cannot beat that. Not for foundation that lasts all day long, pretty much with any primer that I put under it. So what you need is a super, super easy foundation that you know is going to work and last all day when you're ready to go. So as you can see, that took like a lot of the redness out of my face already. So it's pretty full coverage. Don't have to worry about that. Normally with concealer, I do a lighter shade than my face, and I try to like highlight this area and this area and this area. When I'm on the go, I just want to cover up dark circles and I want to get out the door. So today I'm using the e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer. It's like $3 and it's awesome. I'm using the shade Fair, which I think is the lightest shade, and it's honestly not very light. If you have any lighter skin than me, it's not going to work for you. They don't have a very inclusive line with these. They do have another one that I actually like a lot that's better for that. But for today, this one happens to match me. I'm just going to do it right under my eyes. Going to use a little Beauty Blender. This is not Beauty Blender brand. This is $1 from Wish. Took a month to get here, but you know, she works, and that's what matters. This covers up any dark circles or anything that I have under my eyes, especially when you've woken up late, like you probably stayed up late. So that's what's really important when you want to just get out the door. Or a lot of times I do this makeup routine when like I'm just wanting to go out and shop. I want to look cute, don't want to have no makeup on, but I'm really not feeling getting completely full out glam. Alright, so that's all I do for that. Now I want to set my face, and this is where we are going to dive into the Cover FX palette. I can't say enough about this. I got it in my BoxyCharm box, which is true for pretty much all the makeup that I have. I absolutely love the BoxyCharm boxes. So this has been a game changer. I love to travel with this as well. I mean, it's everything in there. I don't have to bring all this stuff, so, you know. Anyways, I'm going to go in with the finishing powder here. Any setting powder that you have will work, but I'm going to go in with, I don't know what this brush is. It's R&L Moda is the brand, but it's like a fluffy brush. I'm going to go in there and pack it on my skin everywhere. This is just going to set that concealer, especially under my eyes, set my nose, where it could possibly get a little oily. And I love this finishing powder. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. So again, you look like naturally glowy, which is what we want to do. We're not doing it halfway. So that's going to mattify the skin there. So our next step is going to be to use the bronzer and contour in the same palette here. I'm using a Wet n Wild brush. I'm using a Wet n Wild brush here. Nothing special about this. I got it for like $1 at Target or something like that. I don't go crazy with my brushes ever. I mean, honestly, to me, they're pretty much all the same. I buy a lot of my brushes off of Wish, but we'll talk more about that. I'm going to go in with this contour here. Just dip in and tap off. Start here on this side and just go right here from the temple, not all the way down, right under the cheekbone. Y'all can see this in the sliding. That just gives me like that definition there that we didn't have before. And with bronzer and contour, I also like to do a little around the temples. And a little down each side of the nose. That's just because she has to. Not everyone does. As you can see, that defines the nose. And then I put a little here. Okay, so now we're all contoured. That's all it took. Nothing crazy. You can see now I have some definition to my face here on both sides. bring a little life back into it after all that mattifying. Now I'm going to go in with some blush. I'm going to go in with this blush here. Tap in with this. This is I think it's an Eco Tools. It's just a little flat brush there. Go in. You can see that roses up the cheeks. Still in the same palette, of course. This is all you need. You could do this, like I said, if you already have blush. Like, this is just the steps, really quick and simple. Always put a little bit of blush here. There we go. All right, last step for the face. In this palette, what I'm going to do is take the highlighter. I think I'm going to go in with, like, there's like a gold tone. There's a gold tone and like a rosy gold tone. So I'm going to go in with the rose gold today with this little highlighting brush from Ipsy. It's the B326 tapered highlighting brush, as you can see there. I'm going to go in with that. Woo! Oh yeah, you can see that. This palette is everything. Do a little highlight here. And I usually take some of my finger and go right down the nose. And that highlights the face. So that's it. That's already it for the whole face makeup. Now we're going to do the eyes. You could actually like skip this part if you wanted to. You could just put on some mascara and be out the door. Now you have like a flawless base for your face that looks very like dewy and natural. You have color to your face. I don't know how well you can see it in this light, but obviously you can see we're much more defined. Gotten rid of the redness. So now what I would do, if we're continuing on with the whole eye tutorial, I like to do my eyebrows, just fill them in just a little bit. I don't always do this, but if we're going for the full T here, we're going to go ahead and do it. This is the NYX Professional Makeup Micro Brow Pencil. This is my favorite brow pencil. I mean, I use this even when I'm not on the go. This is just my favorite one. It has the actual product here on this end, and on the other end it has the spoolie. So what I like to do first is just kind of smooth out my brows. I don't get crazy with my brows at all. We're not about to do some crazy tutorial that you're like, okay, I'll never be able to do that in my life. It takes me about 15 seconds to do my brows. I just barely fill them in, just where I have overplucked them in my life and they don't go back that much. I actually like a little bit of a fuller brow look on me. So that's really why I fill them in. As you can see, that's like pretty much all I do. Like, obviously there's a difference there if you're really looking at it, but that's the craziest thing that I do, honestly. This is the exact same thing that I would do on a day when I am getting full glam. I just don't do a lot of crazy stuff to my eyebrows because, I mean, I kind of like them the way they are. I just think they could be fuller. I just like to fill them in a little bit. Okay, and that's it for the brows. Like, we're honestly done. I just shape them up a little bit, try to get them all even and cute, and that's all that I do on every single day. Okay, so next step, if you're still following along with the eye tutorial, I have to do a primer. I just have to every time. I like to use this Mary Kay eye primer. A lot of people are sleeping on this brand, I guess. I mean, I haven't used it since I was like, I don't know, in like the 8th grade or something, but found a rep for this, and this is my favorite eye primer just because I have oily eyelids. Yes, even my eyelids are oily, we've discussed. So it will actually just eat all the eyeshadow off of my eyes throughout the day. So I have to use just a little bit of this on each eyelid. And this one, the only one I have ever found that I liked better than this Mary Kay, which is only about $13, was the Pure Cosmetics primer. It's a little more expensive, but I actually liked it a little better. It's the only one that I found that I do like better. So that being said, we're still going to go right back in with the Cover Effects palette. Onto the eyes, I'm using the same palette, of course. I'm going to dip in to this finishing powder here to set my eyes with. I'm using a Morphe M504 fluffy tip brush. And just go in and set my eyes from using that primer. Just kind of rock it around, just get it all over. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with a Morphe M5, oh no, not that one. I'm going to go in with the Morphe M330. This is more of like a tapered, like soft bristle brush. I'm going to go in with the blush, just the pinky tone here. And we're going to use this as like our transition shade. I'm going to tap it here first, get it concentrated in that area, and then right into the crease and a little above, we're just going to drag it over. This is just like my typical eye look. I go in with the transition shade first. We're going in with this pink one, as you can see. You're not sure how pink it's looking on that camera there. But we're going in with that first. You get a little bit over here. We're going to tap, 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 and then just rock it over. Okay, and then we'll just blend it out. As you can see, we've got like some color in there. It's like a little bit of a pinky tone. Not sure how much you can tell. And then I'm just going to define the outer corners of my eye a little bit with the contour shade. I'm going to dip into the contour a little bit with my Morphe M505 brush. The only difference with this one is it's a little more like densely packed. So that's kind of what we're about to go for, because we're going to pack it into this corner here just a little bit and just rock that around just a little bit in the corner just to define the eye a little bit. Okay, we're going to do the other side. And obviously, if I wasn't talking this whole time, this would be going a lot faster. You're just going to blend it out really quickly. If this was you by yourself, you're going to be rocking this really fast, except if you've done it a few times like me. So my last step for the eyes is going to be to do a shimmer shade on the lid, and I'm going to use the rose gold highlighter that we used before. For that, I actually like to wet this color usually, and I use my fingers to apply it. So you can either spray your brush with some Fix Plus, or like I do, I just kind of like have this little cup of water here, and I'll wet my finger and then roll it around and put it straight on the eye. And as you can see, that's like a nice shimmery eye now. It's more defined than the other one. And it looks completely put together, like you've got this extensive eye look going on, and it took you like 2 minutes. And that's literally it. That's the 3 steps that I do. I do a transition, I define the corner of my eye, and then I do a shimmer shade right on the lid. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's the whole eye right there. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back in with the brush that we used to define the corner of the eye and just kind of clean it up, blend it in a little more, make sure there's no defined lines. Usually I'll take the first fluffy brush that we used, go back into the finishing powder, and just go around to make sure it's completely blended out. You don't want any like harsh defined lines. And then I will take a little bit more of this contour and just put it around the bottom of my eye using the same brush that we used with the contour shade to define it. I just like to put a little under the eye just to kind of tie the whole thing in. Alright, and then I take this little bitty tiny brush here. I don't know if you can see that well there. It's a little tiny flat tip brush. I got this off Wish for like a pack of 10 for $1. Can't tell you anything more about it than that. And this is our step where we're going to go in with the brightener here. And just take a little bit, tap in there, and put it on the inner corners of our eyes to find that. Ooh, yes. Telling you, I'm not saying you have to have this palette. I'm just saying it makes everything so much easier. And we're going to take it up here, right under the brow bone. And this is what I pretty much do with every single eye look that I do, except I'll have like a bunch of different palettes laid out. I'll be doing a bunch of funky colors, where this one is just simply same palette I've been using the whole time, and now I have a defined eye. It looks like I took a whole lot of time on it, and literally it was 3 shades, 2 brushes, done. So now, if you're still following along with the eye look, I'm going to do just a little bit of eyeliner because I like that it defines my eyes. Again, you don't have to do this step. You could put on some mascara and run out the door. I just don't do that. I said we're still being glam, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going in with my trusty e.l.f. liquid eyeliner. I mean, honestly, if you can find something better than this, let me know, but you can't. I love this. It's $2. I use it all the time. It's not a felt tip, it's actually a little liquid. All I'm going to do today is something really, really simple. I'm just going to line the very top of my lash like that. I just think it defines my eye. I'm not going to do winged eyeliner or anything today because we're on the go. Nobody's got time for that. Okay, there we go with the camera. Alright, so we just line the top of our eyes. Like I said, I think it just defines my eyes a little more. I like my eyes to stand out. Don't have to do that. You could have been done. So at this point, you could like hit your eyes with the lash curler, anything like that. I normally don't, just because mine already curl a little bit, so it's not really necessary. And like I said, I'm on the go. I gotta go. I'm gonna go in with some mascara, and then we're gonna be done. This is my favorite mascara for on the go because it doesn't clump. I don't have time for that. This is the Benefit Cosmetics Roller Lash. Honestly, if you're not using Benefit Cosmetics mascara, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. I love this. This is what I use every time I'm just on the go. It has like this awesome like bristled brush. It's a little bit curved. It's just perfect for when I don't have time to clean up a mess. It doesn't get everywhere. I also like to go under my eyes like this and bring it back out. Like I said, I just love using this mascara when I don't have a lot of time, when I'm on the go, because it's so simple, it's so easy, it doesn't clump up, and like honestly, like, can you see the difference in my eyelashes right now? I mean, I have terrible eyelashes. It looks like I have falsies on right now, and that took me about 3 seconds. And if that tells you anything about Benefit mascara, this isn't even my favorite Benefit mascara. There's one that's better than this. And then we're just going to pop some on the bottom. And your mascara is done. Alright, so now that we have mascara on, we have one more step right before you run out the door or in the car. I'm not promoting that. I'm just saying you could if you did that. This is DC Cosmetics Lip Gloss. This is the Lemonade, I think. Lemonade collection. This is the Peach Tea. Just going to pop some gloss on my lips. This is what I normally do when I'm running out the door. I love this. Smells fantastic. And that just completes the whole look there. So I'm going to spray my face with some Urban Decay All Nighter, because there is no other. There is no other. Alright. And that's my on-the-go 15-minute glam tutorial there. The more you do it, the faster you'll get about it. The better products that you have, the faster that it'll go. As you can see, it's like very subtle. I don't have a lot of crazy colors everywhere. I did define my eyes with the eyeliner. You can choose to do or not do that, but for everybody that's on the go, this is what I do. I think it's super simple. If you have any other suggestions, just leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about the camera, how you feel about me looking all kinds of crazy ways. We're going to get it together, I promise. But I'll see you all in my next video. Thanks so much.